Did this ninja move again? Damn sure did. And that's the reason why I couldn't upload yesterday. My apologies. But we're back. And the beauty of the internet is you turn around for like 3 seconds, stuff's happening. You know what I mean? You're just unaware of things that are happening in real time. It's so fast, and it seems that a lot has been happening with NTE. Unfortunately, I was aware, for a bunch of stuff, not full details. I have the headline, the title, but I haven't really immersed myself in it as I like to do it with you guys, so that way you can get my raw, authentic first impression and reaction to the news at hand. But the big one I feel like that really has caught my eye is Shinku. A lot of people, in terms of value proposition to Shinku, is Shinku, and anyway, the new hot girl. The value proposition of her viability as a unit in terms of the meta isn't really there apparently. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, a lot of 3 boxes must be checked when it comes to a character to be a definite must pull. You got the power, the meta, the viability, you know how valuable it is as a meta. Like, we remove everything away from it and we just look at the meta. Is it good or not? Does it offer a lot of value to your already existing characters? Does it add something new to your account, etc., etc.? Very important. It's very important. And next is going to be obviously aesthetics, which Shinku definitely checks. Like aesthetics, she looks very pretty. She's a cool looking character. She transforms into a raging demon. She's not pretty anymore, that's for sure at that point. But yeah, basically that's a very important aspect, especially in 2D gacha games that want to sell you 2D anime baddies. And finally, obviously, is relatability. How much you relate to the character, the emotional feel from the character. Now, obviously, the other two also have it, but that's why they build characters to be relatable. They build them with certain deep lore and stories within them. It's because they want people to relate to them, and when you are emotionally relating to a product, you are very likely to want to purchase it, or max it out as much as possible. Invest as much as possible in said product. So there's that. I'm really curious. I'm hearing there's already buffs and stuff, but I really want to see that with you guys. But before we get into that, there's been some news happening right now. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VxV Gacha.
Apparently, we have the full list of how much we get off the as a free-to-play from the 1.2, right? From 1.2, how much we're gonna get. Apparently, it's up to 146 pulls.
God, shit, yeah!
And 15 million fawns. That's a lot. That is a lot. Considering there's no 50-50, we can look into getting both. It's going to be hard. It's going to be rocky, of course. Like, you're going to have to sit there and sweat. Like, for casuals like myself, it's going to be tough to, like, get all 146. But if I can get like 100, I can get both units at this point, because one of the things that's tearing me apart is if Shinku isn't going to be meta viable, Eroi, who seems to be a support and a healer, is very likely to be a very valuable unit. A lot of players are already singing in her praise. It's like a Huan in Honkai Star Rail. Like that character came out around 1.x something like that, and now it's still to this day, 4 versions down the road, one of the best valuable units, right? If you had her day one, the value you got from that one unit is unprecedented. She's like Shorekeeper and Withering Waves. Like, if you got her day one, do you know how much she's done for you? No other character has done as much as Shorekeeper for you in your account. That's just a fact. And so what's tearing me apart is that I have to choose between the two, but if I can just get both, then this becomes a bit of a non-issue. However, we don't know what's coming in 1.3, so want to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, this is basically what they're saying here. Obviously, if you have a monthly pass like myself, for example, it ups to 170, but that's just normal because that's just the thing there. But so yeah, that's a bit of a good news. How also for in other good news, there was also this one I just saw. Shouts out to Play Don't Overplay. I really like this channel. I'm starting to watch a lot of their stuff.
NTE players are getting paid for bugs again.
That's right. He says that we're getting paid for bugs that we never had. Shouts out to CN. That's right. Hey, and I looked at the comments. It's confirmed apparently. It's for Global 2 on July 8 after 1.2. It's confirmed now, because these bugs are supposed to be for just CN, because they're the ones that... Because CN is already in 1.2. We're just catching up to them. But CN is already in 1.2. And apparently, CN had bugs with the game and stuff, and we're just we're just sitting here minding our business. You know what I'm saying? We get 10 pulls. Hey, you love to see it, man.
The developers have announced 1,600 free annual.
That's right. Hey, look, this reminds me of Wuthering Waves Day 1, and I'm all freaking for it. They're just free 10 pull out of nowhere because of random bug. Oh, please.
On the Chinese server. And this is not just the normal gift. It is compensation for bugs, update problems, and even issues with character models and skins. Right now, this reward is only confirmed for China, but global players may still get something similar later.
Well, apparently we are.
Because NTE has already done this before.
That's right.
Just with
Remember back in the day when I said, some free-to-plays are so entitled. This only happened in CN. Why would they give it to us? Here you go. You just need to speak, and now you get to enjoy your free 10 pulls. You're welcome. All those douchebag free-to-plays like myself, we're at your service, boy. We are at your service, like the douchebags that we are, like the spoiled kids. Yeah, that's what they like to call us, the spoiled kids. Yeah, spoiled kids taking care of daddy.
Different reason. So now everyone is asking, will global also get these free 1,600 annulith, or is this only for Chinese players?
Well, it seems to be the case. It seems that we're going to be getting it as well. So there's that. At least we got a free 10 pull because shouts out to CN. We appreciate you, baby. And also we know how many pulls we're going to get. And I feel like things are looking very, very good for us. Now, next, I also want to look at the bike. Now, the bike, it seems to be a bit of an issue because it's functioning, and in order to obtain it, it functions the same as the Porsche, and it's a bit of an issue. That's right, because I think it is probably confirmed that you can only jump with this bike, and that's a problem because I would love to jump with bikes. I would love to have that.
NTE has released its second vehicle banner. The patch.
Shouts out to my man CJ. I don't. I will have another CJ. True. I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing, but anyway, let's just because I just want the information here. Okay, so basically what we have is okay. This is the list of things we can get. There it is. There's a new skin. You know, the armor skin, the badass one for the MC. It's available on this banner as well. And there's also the famous 10 pole that I couldn't just get. I think the bike, the vehicle typically, and the 10 poles are probably the rarest or something. I'm not too sure, and I don't think it matters as much. All we want is obviously these three. These three are typically the most chased ones, especially the bike. I think I didn't sweat the Porsche. I didn't get the Porsche. I decided to just skip it because I'm at like 3 million fonds, and I had a decision to make, which is either I'm gonna get the fonds shop. You know, the weapon pulls, the annualites, etc., or I'm gonna try a 1 out of 3 chance to get a 10 standard pull, the Porsche, or some purple crap. I thought about it and I was like, first of all, holy gamba addict, and then second of all, I don't use the Porsche. I don't like to use cars. I like to use bikes. In my playtime, I like to use bikes. I think they're more flexible. They're easier to use, to traverse terrain. I use bikes, and so therefore Porsche, like the Porsche has become really just a collectible, and I just got I reached pity in the standard banner, therefore like I don't need to sweat standard pulls anymore. I got Hathor for anybody that's wondering. So finally my chaos is very happy. I'm pretty excited about Hathor. Hathor was probably by far the hottest character in the game for me, hands down. But anyway, the bike is something that I really want to obtain. I really want it. I need the bike and I need the skin right now.
This graph shows the % chance that you will obtain the Draco and MC Alpha respectively.
Okay, so because they have Porsche written here, I guess they were just a bit lazy in fixing it. All right, so this is how much we get. This is the outfit, and this is the Draco. It seems the outfit is rarer, kinda, because like at 14 it jumps to 36, which is the highest chance to get it, and then it's just 19%. That's super weird. I don't get it. Oh, maybe it's because 15 is as much as you can go. Maybe that's all there is. There's just like 15 items total in the banner
on each pull. Since there's no real pity on this banner and the chance depends on what you pulled previously, this is set up in a way where the 68.14% for the Draco at the end of the graph
is 100%.
means that 68% of the time, this is the pull you will obtain the vehicle on. You can obviously pull the Draco earlier, but this is just to show you that the vast majority of the time, you will not pull it until the 14th or the 15th pull. And for the MC skin, the majority of the time, you will be pulling it on one of the last 3 pulls. I just want to show you this because I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want everyone to know that this banner is designed for you to go deep. It is designed to lure you into sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
Oh, dude, I really felt it in the Porsche one. I really felt the sunk cost fallacy. I'm not joking here. Let me show you. I was doing the bagel stuff. I need the rewards there. I'm kind of late to the party there. Yeah, here it is. That's 3 mil. I could do like a 10 pull or something, like sacrifice it. I was like, no. Yeah, I'm really close. Like, look at that. I'm really close. Nah, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I am good. Low key, considering the new skin for the MC. Low key, I kind of regret pulling on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Now that you understand
like
how
bikes.
the banner works,
They're
let's
more
talk
flexible.
about what you can pull this time around, because some of the rewards are pretty different. While pulling, you have a chance to obtain 1 key for the Draco motorcycle, 1 skin for your main character, 1 red and white recolor for the MC skin,
There
1
it is.
purple and black recolor for the MC skin.
Imagine getting these and you don't have the skin. Oh man, that'll piss me off. See, this is the problem. Also, when it comes down to sunk cost fallacy again, if you get these, you're like, well, fuck. I already have the colors. Like, I might as well just at least get the skin and not the bike.
1 set of 10 fabricated dice or standard pulls, 1 handwritten letter for your character bonds,
Yeah.
1 profile frame, 1
Bro, can we have a passive way to up character bonds? Like, if they're in the room, they keep gaining XP in terms of bonding, because I'll be real, man, I forget about that all the time. And it gets very expensive at some point. I'm like, can we get a passive one? I'd really appreciate it.
set of 3 fabricated dice, 1 set of 3 cinema tickets, 1
Cinema.
set of 100,000 fawns, 2 sets of 10 hunter's guides or character
Oh, why
moves.
are you
How
reading them all
expensive
now,
this
man?
can get. I went ahead and I put all the numbers onto a
All right, here
small
we go.
graph.
So how expensive is it? This is going to be vital. This is key. This is not expensive at all from what I see here, but let's see.
Just to make it as simple as possible for you to visualize. The first column under green shows how many fawns or analyth each pull costs from 1 to 15. As I mentioned earlier, the pulls get more and more expensive and even
Yeah.
get greater price jumps as you go on. The difference from pulls 1 to 2 is only 20,000 fawns, but when you get deeper into the banner, from pull 11 to 12 for example, the jump is 200,000 fawns, which
Yeah.
is 10 times more. And the
Yeah.
analyth jumps carry the same pattern, getting more and more drastic as you pull. Overall, the
So you need 11,800,000. I think that's feasible. Considering the length of the patch, we can just get them all. We can just get them all. Like, if you just play, you can just get them all. Like, you just have to care about fawns now. I'll be honest, man. These types of banners what made me care about fawns. At the start of the game, I didn't give a single fuck about fawns. I think I speak for a lot of players when I say that too. I didn't give a damn, boy. I didn't do the pink paw heist. I didn't give a shit about the city stamina. I didn't care because there was no incentive for me. There's the hunter rewards, like I said, but like you can get those slowly but surely. Like if you do dailies and certain activities, you still get fawns. You're just not doing the I want max amount of fawns activities. You know what I mean? And so just through those, I would just spend them on the hunter shop and stuff like that, and that's it. Like I would just call it for what it is and move on. But now, because of this type of banners, and obviously there seems to be, they're perpetuating in giving fawns value, which is a W, by the way. This is a huge W. Now that when I'm doing my fawns activity, I'm like, this has a purpose. I'm interacting with this system because it has a purpose. I can get a rare item through it. There's a collectible through it. And for example, if it's the Draco bike, now, of course, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of a discussion in terms of the quality of life that the Draco offers and the way of obtaining and fixing the issue of not being able to jump with bikes is a topic on its own, all right? But for players that are still here, and if they're gonna keep the Draco rerunning, basically you can you unlock a better way of traversal through playtime. You know, but as you play the game, as you get more fawns, you can unlock items that will make your playthrough better. Now that's video game 101. As long as this is just something you can get with fawns, this is a massive W. This is just a W. Like I can take it, because I would be honest, you know, I think even the normal bikes you should be able to jump. Like, why not do tricks and stuff? But it's fine as long as you can get this for free through funds. You play, you work at it, you get it. It's a reward structure to it. That's what video games do. Sure, we'll take it. I mean, I'm very tolerant to this approach as long as it's funds. If they rerun it and it's only annualized, we have a huge problem.
Banner is significantly cheaper though than the Porsche banner was.
Yes,
On the right
100%.
side, under the
Well, because Porsche, was a Porsche. So, all right, let's hear his opinion on it.
yellow,
I'm curious.
you can see the total amount you would have spent on each respective pull.
Yeah.
If you are to go all the way to 15, you would have spent a total of 11,800,000 fawns or 5,980 analyth. This is 8 million fawns and 7,000 analyth cheaper than the Porsche collab was, which is quite nice, and it will greatly reduce the hole in your pockets. But this doesn't mean that it's automatically more worth it than the Porsche collab was, because the Draco has some very interesting things going on with it. For
What is
one, the max speed of this motorcycle is around 180.
That's pretty
And
good.
we already have a motorcycle in-game that goes that speed. That motorcycle being the Blizzard V4, which only costs 2.4 million fawns total. The
We don't
Draco
care about
can't be
speed.
upgraded any faster than
I'll
the-
be honest. I feel like having a vehicle that allows me to maneuver terrain easier is a lot better than speed. Like, I don't necessarily care about speed. I care about maneuvering because I'm tired of hitting. I'm tired of hitting cars around me. I'm tired of destroying property. I'm tired of just killing people. Well, they don't die, but you know what I mean. I'm tired of that. So yeah,
motorcycle, since it just doesn't have any
it
upgrades.
loses control too fast.
Not as of right now. If you take it to the vehicle shop, it doesn't even show up on the list. So unless they add some modifications for it, the Blizzard will still be able to reach the same max speed. The Porsche was also desirable for a lot of people because there is a niche in NTE where some people just really like racing. If you did like racing, the Porsche undoubtedly was the best car in the game for it, and it's the car you see in every last race nowadays, making it desirable if you do enjoy that side of the game. As of right now though, there's no motorcycle races in NTE. You would be purely pulling the Draco to explore the open world. Don't get me
Which
wrong.
is what it's for. It's for players like myself. 100%. Draco, I'm the target audience. Facts.
If this is what you want, by all means, the Draco's amazing at it. Has a fun turn mechanic where you can hold down a button to make really sharp turns more effectively, and a jump that can go pretty damn high. And you can use this to just clear obstacles and even other cars while you're driving.
Okay.
What it does do, it does great. It is made for this open world exploration type deal. I do overall believe this reduces the value of this motorcycle, since most of the time I think you'll just be using teleporters to get around in the open world, and it doesn't have
No, I feel like what started to happen was I have to kill monsters to get their resources to ascend characters, because now I'm having a lot of characters and I don't have enough resources. Because you can get the ones for the gacha, but you still need like those open world monster resources. Same for Withering Waves as well. Like I've noticed, because I don't go out in the open world and explore a lot. You still get a bit through, stamina consumption. But at some point, if you level up all the characters, you will run out and you're going to have to go out there, murder a bunch of monsters that are just sitting there minding their own business for resources. Classic video game stuff. You got to do some farming. And what I've noticed is you need something to traverse terrain. It's a lot better. I like to explore when I'm in this mode. Like, okay, I'm interacting with the open world. I like to have a enjoyable experience going from point A to point B. That's very important in video games. It is. Unless if the monster is too far, then yeah, sure, I'll just use a teleporter. But if it's just 300 meters away, I'd like to just go there. And what also helps is, and I'm glad it's already shown here, is you have a chance to find those limited things like the crows, the little boxes, right? There's a reward in you going from point A to point B. It can be enjoyable too. I can watch Nanali going, woo, what a speed and stuff. She's pretty happy being in the back seat. But also I can find crows and stuff like that, which makes the experience pretty good. Yesterday I spent almost the whole day after like finishing up everything. I just wanted to chill. I spent it all playing NTE and just exploring, doing stuff, taking care of roster and stuff like that, making sure my characters are as solid as possible. I've interacted finally with the gear system, the modules. I've never interacted with those before. It's been really fun. And one of the things that I found to be also enjoyable is farming for monsters through using the motorbike to go from point A to point B. There's a lot going on, and I think that's a pretty good experience in how one might want to tackle the game. At least for now, because at some point there's droughts, and as soon as you clear everything, you 100% the map, then there's no incentive there. But as long as there's that incentive, I feel like you're hitting two birds with one stone. And I don't know about you, but that's my favorite shit.
other applicable use. But if you've heard all this, you know what you're getting yourself into, and you still really want the Draco, you're still interested in pulling, I'll only leave you with 2 final warnings and 2 final pieces of advice.
That's why I'm here.
For one, go as deep into the banner as you can with fawns first, and if you really want towards the end, you can use Analyth to finish it off, since the fawns to Analyth ratio
That's too expensive. No.
grows later on in the pulls.
No annulites. I speak for most free-to-play players when I say no annulites. Shush. What are you talking about, boy?
Your first pull is either 50 Analyth or 50,000 fawns. This is a ratio of 1 to 1,000. Later on, at the 6th pull, the gap gets bigger between the 2 currencies, making it more worth to pull with Analyth the deeper you are into the banner.
I know.
If you really want to use fawns, feel free to go all the way with fawns, but if you want what's considered the most value method, you can use Analyth starting at around the 11th pull, but do keep in mind this will be 3,800 Analyth, meaning you lose out on 23 limited pulls. If you can stomach that, go ahead. If not, just use your fawns. You'll get them back anyway.
That's right.
The other thing I want to mention is do not pull on this banner unless you plan to be willing to go all the way to 15 to guarantee the Draco or the MC skin, whichever one you're mainly pulling for.
We're getting both.
The banner is a bit more bait than the Forge collab was, despite it being cheaper, and that's because the 2 MC skin recolors I mentioned earlier. These are something new in the upcoming NTE update, where you can recolor certain outfits using this button in the top right when selecting them. The recolors you can get from pulling despite it being cheaper, and that's because the 2 MC skin recolors I mentioned earlier. These are something new in the upcoming NTE update, where you can recolor certain outfits using this button in the top right when selecting them. The recolors you can get from pulling on this banner, you can obtain pretty easily, and they kind of operate as a bit of bait to get you to keep pulling.
There it is, yeah.
Since
Who
you
could have
can
seen that one
obtain
coming?
them before you even have the skin. If you get them both and you don't end up getting far enough to get the MC skin, they're just going to sit dead on your account with
Not doing
nothing
shit.
to do with them at all. The Porsche banner, at least, you are always pulling for something you could use. On this banner, there are 2 items you literally can't use without having one of the higher rarity items, which you are most likely to get on the 14th pull. It's like pulling on one of the limited character banners and getting the skin before the character, except if the odds of getting the skin were even higher. All in all, I can't exactly say that the Draco is worth pulling on unless you have enough to guarantee it and you really like the motorcycle. As I said,
I feel like considering what we've seen earlier with how much fawns you get in the game just as a free to play, that's more than enough to guarantee it. And if you start right now, you know what I mean? Like if we start right now, we still have pink paw heist, we have all this stuff going on. You can definitely get it. Like if what are you gonna do with your fawns anyway? I don't know. Like I guess I don't know if the hold on. You know what? I gotta ask. The Hunter resets. There it is. So the Hunter exchange shop resets per patch cycle rather than every month and closes at 12 a.m. server time on the day of the update. So yeah, there it is, man. So we still have, like, besides this, like, what are you gonna use your fawns in? And I'll just take the Draco for now. I do. I really want it. I think it offers a lot of let's just say quality of life, and who knows, I might get it early and therefore I will not care about the rest. And I think also when it comes to the skin, it's a good looking skin, but we still have other skins in the new game mode, and I feel like as long as those hit, it's not that big of a deal if I were to lose out on it. So yeah, we'll see, man. I guess we'll see how luck treats us when it comes to that. Now we have another discussion that it needs to be had, which is from this man CJ. Again, I guess he's the one that's been suggested to me the most. YouTube loves you, my man. Is Shinku actually worth pulling, or is she a skip? Everness to everness. Now, as we all know, CN already has Shinku, and I really want to also listen to let's just say how will this character actually work, because you know, once again, weigh in the pros and cons, because I think aesthetically, I really like her. She's a dragon lady. I have a thing for dragons. I like dragons. However, we gotta keep a spade a spade. The value proposition in how she impacts my account in terms of power and value must be in the green light too, or else we have a problem. Because I'm hearing you need a lot of dupes for her, and that's a huge red flag for someone who, you know, likes E0. That's it. So without further ado, let's check it out.
I've had the chance to test Shinku pretty extensively over the last few days, and after playing her for a bit, I have some things that I love about her and some things that I just don't love as much.
We gotta admit, she can box. Jesus.
And for a character so highly anticipated, I want to help you guys understand exactly what you're pulling for and the pros and the cons of Shinku.
We appreciate you, baby. That's why I'm here.
Your time, but I do have to put a disclaimer here because it is pretty important. Shinku has been changed multiple times already, even after being released on CN, and she's set to get changed again tomorrow. My verdict on if you should
tomorrow. So this was 2 days ago. Yeah, we don't know what changes happened, so we'll wait and see.
pull Shinku still doesn't change from this video, but the parts of her kit that are being updated, I do reference and I do take into consideration.
All right.
And without further ado, let's get right on into it.
Let's talk about it.
First off, I want to give you a brief overview of what exactly Shinku does. I will have a full guide for her soon, so this isn't a deep dive into her kit, but it's just so you know the basics.
I don't like deep dives.
Has access to a typical basic
Basics are where I'm at.
And
I'll be honest, the reason why I do this is because it gives my daily playtime a lot more value than it would if I were just, have learned everything already. Because if I hear deep dives and understand the perfect approach to a character, at that point, the character starts to feel a little boring to me. You know what I mean? I feel like the more I learn, the more I enjoy my playthrough daily, if that makes any sense. Because not only am I doing my dailies, because you have to, but also I learn something every day. There's certain interactions that I can just discover, and it feels so rewarding and satisfying when you come across synergy or some combo you weren't aware of. Yes, you can find it on YouTube and Google, but it feels good to discover it yourself. I don't know. It makes my playtime a lot more delicious.
an ult. When Shinku uses her ult, it replaces her entire kit. She gets different basic attacks, different skills, and it even gives her a different ult. Most of her damage will be done when she's in her ult state, but she doesn't gain ult charge in the way a typical character does. Shinku charges her ult with something called Spirit. This is just a rough translation. It'll probably be a different name when it releases on global. I'm calling it Spirit for now. When Shinku herself attacks, she gains Spirit, and when she has enough, she can consume all of her Spirit to use her ultimate. While she is in this state, she gains extra damage and mobility, and when Shinku's ult state is nearing its end, she's able to cast these mini ults.
Yeah, we've seen this in the live stream.
Each dealing Cosmos damage, before using a big finale ult that deals AoE damage in a big beam from the sky, before returning to her basic state. Shinku works her best in charge teams, so
it feels really weak when you see all that animation and all that extra stuff only for one enemy to die. And they're like these Genshin Impact NPCs. You know what I mean? Like, how do you survive that? With your, look at you with your bat. Like, dude, that's like a beam from a demon. Die.
a mix of Cosmos, Anima,
pisses me off.
Lakshana. Charge, for those of you who don't know, is the reaction between these three elements that grants the active character 10 additional ultimate energy. Whenever
this is the one I'm using in the Chaos team.
Vita pistol hits a target affected by Remora, which are the little things on the floor.
Oh yeah, I'm noticing Hathor and Geo1, like the synergy is really there, huh?
That Blossom spawns. And she also has a charge enhancement that makes it so when the active character gains charge, off-field characters will also gain the same amount of charge, making it so when Shinku's in the team, the on-field character can act kind of like a battery for everyone off-field. Now, there is one more thing to go over when it comes to Shinku's kit, and that's something called Gaze. Shinku will start to, over time, accumulate stacks of Gaze while she is in combat and not actively attacking, or when she
you need to just keep walking around and
depending on how many stacks Shinku has, she will deal extra damage on her next attack. And these will do even more damage if Shinku performs a dodge counterattack. And after Shinku's change tomorrow, she'll also be able to accumulate these stacks out of combat, which isn't entirely a buff. It's more of a quality of life change for when you're running around beating up criminals and doing crimes and stuff of that sort out in the overworld of the map. Now that you know the basics of what Shinku does, I want to lead and say that in combat, Shinku is honestly really fun to play. She plays fast, she feels just as good as she looks to play, and she doesn't feel clunky or anything of the sort.
I heard the opposite. I heard some people are saying she's actually clunky. She feels clunky. Maybe it's the easier experience. Like, the easier she feels clunky, and the more you unlock in terms of her awakenings, the less clunky she feels. That's what I'm hearing.
And her dodge counter actually feels really rewarding. The extra damage does feel good, and it's just really fun. That's something I've come to love about her playstyle.
Yeah.
If you have a case of skill issue or really high ping, this could suck for you because she really does want to dodge attack. But if you don't have either of those caveats,
I just have skill issue. I think my ping is okay. I just have skill issue.
It's really fun.
And I'm not that bad. Just because I'm not that bad. It's just I can be it takes time for me.
Design is honestly just beautiful.
Slow learner.
Her overall basic design to her animations, you could tell that they were crafted with care and attention to detail. And her open world skill is also really nice. When you hold your sprint button out of combat, Shinku enters a dragon form and just starts absolutely zooming, whether this is on the floor.
Yeah, she does the Naruto run.
This drains your stamina decently fast, but it still feels good for covering shorter distances that you wouldn't necessarily want to hop in your car for, and for running up buildings. She can get caught pretty easily on edges and things of that nature.
She can wall run. That's what because I use Nanali the most in the open world because she can wall run. If she can wall run too, that's good. I get to finally Nanali can just sit her ass down a bit and let her feet rest,
which is a little annoying sometimes, I found, but it's a minor nitpick to an otherwise really nice and useful traversal skill. Now, as I said, I do love Shinku. She's a character I've been looking forward to since I first saw her on the pre-launch stream, and I still do love her before all the Shinku fans come and jump me for everything else I'm about to say, because I'm not going to ignore the things I noticed while testing her. I just wasn't as much of a fan of.
Based, I think that's a proper approach, because like whilst yes we like the character, we want to pull for the character, we need to look at the strategic side of the equation and see if this is really worth it in all aspects and not just you know, waifu bait.
First off, I texted Shinku and Beyond the Rails, and against a plethora of the high-risk commission bosses, and honestly, I just thought she'd do a little more damage. And there is one...
Yeah, she does a lot of
reason
extra
why I thought
stuff.
she would do more damage, and that is just the simple existence of Cheese. Cheese is obviously the direct competitor to Shinku. They're both
Really?
Cosmos main DPSs, and if there is a DPS to compare Shinku...
Man, I'll be honest, I feel like as soon as you get as much funds as you can from Shiz, like you just put her in the, you know, like that's it, job's done.
Shinku too, it's gonna be Cheese. And for all of you that do play the game, you already know that we get Cheese all the way to A6M5 completely for free just from gaining fawns. So everyone will have a maxed out Cheese on their account as long as they just play the game. Because of that, when I compare them, I am comparing an A0 Shinku to an A6 Cheese just for transparency's sake. Since Shinku is a character you don't actually need to pull and spend Analyth on, and Cheese is one you just get, even if it takes time.
It's fine.
I'm not saying that Shinku feels worse than Cheese, but she doesn't feel like enough of an upgrade at A0 to warrant pulling for her if all you care about is account power. I am also aware that Aroi does have potential to change this and make Shinku well more powerful, even comparatively to Cheese, because Cheese's grain doesn't benefit from either crit or attack. So if Aroi does give substantial
Aroi buffs crit, holy shit.
enough buffs to either of these stats, it can help push Shinku over this edge. But obviously, that makes Shinku pretty reliant on the character that runs right after her, if that is the case. And Aroi overall is probably just a better pull for your account than Shinku.
There it is, he's saying it too.
At this point of the game, Shinku kind of has two problems with her role and her element. As I mentioned before, we already have Cheese, which is a Cosmos main DPS, and we also have Hattori, which is a limited Cosmos character. Even though Hattori isn't a main DPS, she still is a limited Cosmos character. And Shinku is also the fourth limited DPS coming to the game. Odds are you already have more than enough DPS on your account if you pulled on any of the banners.
True. I do notice I have a lot of DPSs. I got Chaos, I have Nanali, I have, well, Hattori can be a sub DPS, like she doesn't count. And there's Chaos, Nanali, Hattori, Lacrimosa. And that's a lot of DPSs, man. That's like 3 teams. Like, where is Shinku gonna go? Because honestly, I feel like Shinku, for example, should be... she should have been a sub DPS. I'll say it. I'll go ahead and say she should have been a sub DPS. As a sub, like a burst DPS, kind of like Hattori, where she can get her stacks being off field, and then she can just unleash the dragon, stuff like that. She should have been that. Personally, that's just me though, because like I think he makes a very valid point here. Because in terms of if you already have everything like myself, it feels like it's just a reskin of something I already have in terms of value proposition, if that makes any sense.
Because you already have one main DPS and you would have Cheese. Depending on the state of your account, how much pull currency you have, Aroi is the clear winner when it comes to account value and
there
pulling.
It is, 100%. We all know it. We all know it. It's so fucking blatant, but we need the waifu. We want our 2D anime Betty. CJ, come on. Give us some good news.
You can only afford to pull one of the two. Especially since it looks like Shinku might really want Aroi, but Aroi will work on a plethora of different
Exactly. She wants her, but everybody wants Aroi. Every DPS in the game wants Aroi. That's the thing.
Just being a limited buffer. And to be completely honest, her life skills for the most part don't really help her out much either. Shinku's first life skill makes it so you spend stamina faster when playing Mahjong at the cafe. But Mahjong is a pretty slow way to burn stamina anyway. I would guess if you were playing Mahjong...
Yeah, I don't like to play Mahjong. I just use the shop own thing. It's just very fast, very efficient.
You liked it, and not because
like 5-10 minutes, I already done like
If you do really like Mahjong, it is pretty cool,
like
but I would say that's probably a smaller percentage of players than most. And Shinku's other life skill increases dish prices for every 3 beverage tags you have in your cafe. And honestly, we're not exactly in shortage of characters that have cafe.
You know what would have helped Shinku a lot is good synergy with Daffodil, because I feel like Daffodil is already losing a lot of value. Because like I said earlier, I'm really starting to take in meta and trying to understand how characters play, etc. You know, I'm trying to expand on my casual status. All right, I want to be a little more, you know, serious about the game. And I've noticed that Daffodil has dropped in value a lot, man, a lot. And I'm just here like, damn, what happened here? So maybe they could have just made her synergize with her and make Daffodil have more value. Now, I am hearing that Daffodil is very strong at E2. I could be wrong here. I could be talking out of my butt cheeks, but I'm hearing maybe the power of Daffodil is at E2, and until then, like, she's just a weak character. But I'm saying, man, like, looking at an E0 Daffodil, this is not looking good at all, man. This is not looking good at all. So like Shinku could have just really saved her there, but they instead went the Cosmos route. I can understand why. I don't know. It feels so. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We're all thinking it's the more I hear about her, Shinku, the more all I see is waifu bait. It's waifu bait. She shouts, she's screaming off rooftops, waifu bait. We're all for it. It's just that, I mean, fuck. Like, you know, I'll be honest. I feel like Shinku, if you don't have, for example, if you skipped a bunch of characters before, like Lacrimosa and Chaos, especially, I think you can safely get her. I do. But like, see, when I go back to the tier list here, Chiz is really up there, man. Like A6 Chiz is really up there. I think I gotta lock in terms of Chiz. I don't think I'm taking advantage of this unit a lot. Well, I still have the, what the hell that thing is called, the city tycoon levels and shit. Like, this is tough. I need the money. It's been hard, man. It's been hard. So yeah, there it is. Anyway,
life skills.
We'll get A6 Chiz when we can.
You can throw her on your support line at your cafe, and you won't regret it. But it's not a reason to pull for Shinku. It doesn't help you that much.
Yeah.
And this brings me to my final point about Shinku, where I can't say in confidence, despite really enjoying playing her, from a meta perspective, that she is worth pulling on your account, at least not right now. Shinku, I believe, suffers from providing things with her design that we don't exactly lack. We aren't lacking Cosmos damage, we aren't lacking main DPSs, and we aren't lacking cafe life skills.
Yep.
If you are somebody who loves Shinku, she won't be someone you regret pulling. If you skipped previous DPSs for her, then by all means, do as you wish. At the end of the day, we are playing a game. Having fun is what's most important. And it is what's going to keep you enjoying playing the game long term. But if you are somebody who cares about account power, future proofing, and meta in air quotes,
yeah, I like waifu baits and stuff like that. That's fun. Who am I to say no to pretty girls? But the fact is, you want to have a good value proposition attached to the 2D anime very. And like I said, the more you hear, the more she's like this waifu bait. Then in terms of value, it's like it feels like you're trying to take advantage of the fact that you're a 2D anime baddie and sell me on some stuff I already have, a reskin of already stuff I already have, instead of offering me more value to my account, which could be a predatory practice. I'll be honest, like, I think for free-to-plays, she's very, let's just say, predatory in terms of getting you to spend when you don't necessarily want to spend in terms of value. For sure. But I think Shinku is ultimately going to be all about account structure, depending on how your account looks like. For me, and I apply what he said about if you have the previous DPSs applies to me. And the more I look into this, the more I'm listening, the more I'm like, yeah, if I get her as an early, this is the type of characters that what I like to do is my approach. I still like the character. It's just that the value isn't necessarily there for me. This happened to me with Lupa in Withering Waves, or yeah, I think it was really Lupa. Lupa was that character that I feel like I liked the aesthetics. Everybody was hyping her up. The bug got to me, and I'm like, you know what? This is the type of character like I can spend 30 pulls or 40 pulls. Chisa, for example, Chisa as well. Around the end, you just spend 30 or 40 pulls. If you get an early, yay. If you don't, nah, fuck them. That's basically what I like to do. That's probably what I'm gonna do with Shinku as well. I'll spend 30 to 40. If I get her, great. If not, yeah, well, tough luck.
Character probably just isn't for you,
because she's just not enticing enough in terms of value for me to, let's just say, spend more on it. You know what I mean? It's like haggling. See, this approach of mine is like haggling. Like, I like Shinku, I would like to buy it, but bro, like 70 pulls, you know what? I'll take it for 30. If it's for 30 pulls, fuck it, why not? You know what I mean? Fuck it, I'll buy it. I'll take it off your hands. Thank you very much. But 70? Ooh, yeah, I don't know, man. I would love to get it, but that price though.
Fixing Shinku on release. I've been waiting ages for her, and I find a ton of fun in playing her. If I was a free-to-play player though, who cares about meta, I would think twice. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Shinku, her current place in the meta, and her pull value on your account.
All right.
As always, if I did help you out, consider subscribing to the channel and like the video because it helps me.
Hey, we appreciate you, baby. Goddamn, boy. I really like this guy. This guy is like tamed CJ. So I guess the more ease you add, the more relaxed you are. But so yeah, man, there it is, man. There it is. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of things to take into consideration. I think 1.2 is going to be a challenging patch in terms of resource management. I think we can all safely say that how we go about approaching our resources, getting as much information as possible, and looking at our own play style, how we play the game, and what is going to be the most valuable to us may not necessarily be the same for others. For example, for me, it's the Draco. For others, it may be the Porch, etc. Right? It all comes down to you at an individual level and what will be more valuable to you. Specifically, your account structure, you as a person, etc., etc. You have to sit down, write down the pros and cons for every single thing you want, and the things they're suggesting to you, of course, value proposition, relatability, how much you like the stuff, etc. Play style, how you play, and go from there. I think that's going to be the right approach. I don't think there's any right or wrong thing. There's just a safe general consensus in terms of viability and value proposition. That is something we can safely admit to. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that that has to apply to you, right? At an individual level, this could be completely different. Like, you have no Cosmos. Well, Shinku is a good proposition then, isn't it? So yeah, there it is, man. There it is. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Be seeing you.